Xander examines xylophones while Xeroxing x-rays. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Whatever We Want podcast. I am one of your hosts, and I go by the name of Jazz or Super Jazz. SJ.
Super Jazz.
As nature intended. SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And of course, I am always joined by the other host of the show.
You guys know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Ellis, Feo Grande on YouTube, sometimes referred to as Pete on this show, and I'm here as well.
That's right, and like I said, everybody, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday. That's right. It is Wednesday. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. I'm good too. You know what's this weekend? No.
I was gonna say the like last day of my job right before I go on my PTO.
Oh, okay, nice.
Fuck yeah, and I'm happy as shit. Can't fucking wait.
That's awesome. We'll get back to that in a second.
I forgot I didn't tell you.
Also, this weekend, I think you did. I am going somewhere up north, so that we don't put exactly where, but you're going somewhere north of where you are now.
Is it north? Yeah, it might be north.
It's northeast. Yeah. It's not directly to the east.
No, I'm saying, is it like I genuinely? Oh, wait, no, I'm imagining the map in my head. Yes, okay. No, because I really was like,
I got you. I'm like, northeast.
I had to be like, where is St. Louis in the vicinity of okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyhow, what's going on down here is CEOtaku. It's like CEO, but for anime games. This time featuring Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat as well.
The way you said, do you know what's going on this weekend? I figured it was a fighting game. But what's funny is, like you said, featuring Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. It's like, yeah, because those are animes.
Well,
they are.
Yeah, but they've also received a lot of flack this year from the anime fighting game community for including Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat this year, because it takes away spotlight from actual anime games, as they say. They don't count as anime games. But then, amongst the Discord of everybody talking about what classifies as an anime game, at the end of the day, there's no real definite definition aside from that. From what I can gather, it has to be unpopular in the grand scheme of thing and have 30 entrants max or some shit. Now, or at least have a history of at one point being that state, because that's not Guilty Gear now. That's not Dragon Ball. That's never been Dragon Ball Fighters' thing.
I was gonna say Dragon Ball, yeah, no.
But no, Dragon Ball Fighters is a fighting is considered an anime fighter because the things. But I'm just saying it's always been popular. Guilty Gear back in the day, not nearly as mainstream as the others. Melty Blood, their own community joked around about them being bathroom tourneys until.
Sorry. No, I was gonna let you finish what you were saying.
Yeah, they own thing. Poverty fighters was another term people used to be for that, because even though all fighting games, I probably said it talking about CEOtaku last year. But this year, Street Fighter 6 came out in June, and Mortal Kombat 1 came out this week.
Yeah, I've been, I haven't owned a fucking system. I have played some games.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't owned a system since PlayStation 2, which is fucking crazy because we're on 5 now. But no, I've been looking at stuff online for Mortal Kombat 1. Apparently, you would be able to tell me better than what I can speculate. But apparently, the response is good game, but lacking some stuff.
Lacking what?
Like, people, from what I'm seeing, First off, I saw there are no stage fatalities. If that's true, that's fucking crazy. First off, that's insane.
Wouldn't know.
Um,
I don't own the game. I will say that.
uh, but from what I saw, no stage fatalities. And then people, from what I've seen, people like the story mode,
Mm-hmm.
but they also kind of are like, the story mode is like it's good, but it could use a little kind of sprinkle of this here, je ne sais quoi there, something like that for the tie-in to the whatever's and shit. But it was, I mean, what I saw, it was cool.
What I've seen of the story was cool as well. I'm kind of waiting till I own it to fully deal with the story. And I don't know when I'm going to buy it. For me, the game looks like it could be fun, but I know that I'm not going to be taking the game seriously or playing it a lot. I know a lot of my friends are also not going to be playing a lot of Mortal Kombat just because them down here don't really play a lot of Mortal Kombat. So it's not a priority for me to buy, but I've owned every other numbered Mortal Kombat at some point in my life, so I'm going to buy it. It looks fun, and it looked like it'll be fun for me to watch because this time they've got a new like cameo system. It's like assist like you would have in like a marble game. Still 1v1, but you each have these cameos, and the cameos they also help serve the purpose as obviously the mechanical purpose of being an assist for your character, but also the purpose of, hey, here's a character from the past that we're not actually putting in the story, but they get to still make an appearance in the game, like Stryker or Sonya or Frost. Or
they're not in the stories.
Not in this one.
Oh shit!
Like Stryker or Frost or Sonya. No, no. Johnny Cage is still here.
That's what I'm saying. Johnny Cage. I saw some on YouTube. Like I say, Johnny Cage is a big part of the story, but Sonya's not in the story.
To my knowledge, she's not a playable. I'll put it this way: she's not a playable character.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. Because I was gonna say Johnny Cage. Actually, this isn't a big spoiler because you find it out very soon. But Johnny Cage has like a wife, I believe, or like a fiance that's not Sonya. So,
okay.
Yeah, you find that out very early, so that's not a spoiler. So, yeah. But it's like, and it's not like that's not Sonya. It's just like they're talking like it's regular. So
yeah. So that's a little weird, but I don't know. Technically, I don't know if Sonya never appears in the story, but I know she's not a playable character now, and she sure as hell ain't season 1 DLC. Because they already announced everybody that is.
Oh shit! Who would do? Well, is it like a laundry list of motherfuckers?
I wouldn't say laundry list. So the two Mortal Kombat characters that are going to be DLC at some point in this first season, I believe, are Quan Chi and Ermac.
Ermac's not. I thought. Oh no, Ermac shows up in the story.
Probably, but he's not a playable character. Again, I don't know the story, so I don't know who all shows up in the story. But
and Quan Chi is my guy. So.
And non-Mortal Kombat characters, there's Homelander from The Boys.
I saw somebody talking about Homelander was going to be in it, and I wasn't sure if they were being for real in that. Okay.
Yeah. Omni-Man from Invincible.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. Okay.
Okay, I've never watched Invincible, but I'm surprised you have not even heard or seen the meme from that shit. Okay. And the guy from the Suicide Squad, played by John Cena, the Peacemaker. Yeah.
So they definitely went with a lot of.
Let's have two evil Supermen thrown into the fucking thing. Omni-Man's pretty much another fucking evil Superman, from what I can gather. He has different character quotes that make him different and all of that, but at the end of the day, it's what if the strongest superhero in the world was evil? And it's the same fucking thing with Omni-Man that it is with Homelander, that it is with every other evil Superman.
So Brightburn, No, it don't. It
Yeah,
was,
that's an evil Superman.
you actually got that reference. Okay, shit.
That is definitely evil Superman.
I didn't think you were gonna get that reference. Um, but no, what was I gonna say? So they definitely went with guest characters that are like present day modern guest characters. Because all the other ones were like Freddy Krueger and fucking Jason, which was clearly like blast from the past shit.
I mean, 10 years ago, they both of them have come out with movies in the last decade since they were like,
What was the last Jason movie?
wasn't there? In the 2010s, there had to have been one of them.
I don't know. We can look.
They've been rebooting every fucking horror franchise out there.
Oh no! You know what? I'm gonna look it up. I can look it up in a second. But I think I heard somewhere that the reason why they haven't rebooted, I could be wrong. I believe the reason why they haven't rebooted or done anything with Friday the 13th is because of copyright laws and shit. Like they've been having serious issues with the company allowing them to use the shit. I think that's like the only horror franchise that's been having serious like legal issue, like not legal issues, but issues with the company releasing the likeness and the rights and whatever the fuck else for them to use it. So I think that's the only one.
Friday the 13th, Vengeance 2, Bloodlines, 2022.
Oh shit! What was the one before that?
I don't know. I just Friday the 13th, Vengeance, 2019.
Damn, I guess I was wrong. It was something then. I guess I was wrong. Shit, fuck me then.
I'm just laughing because I was just like, oh hey,
I did that whole thing and I was wrong as fuck.
That probably was a thing at one point in the 2010s. I don't follow horror closely.
It was with something. I don't either, but I do follow.
Yeah,
movies.
you follow movies more than I do. I'm going to trust you on that there was a copyright issue at one point, if not still a thing. It might be that might be Nightmare on Elm Street now. I don't know what the most recent Nightmare on Elm Street was.
The last Nightmare on Elm Street that I saw, I actually went on a date to that motherfucker. And we were more interested in each other than the movie. But anyway, that was years ago. That was fucking 2010, 2011. And that's like the shittiest Nightmare on Elm Street. That was when
the newest Nightmare on Elm Street, 2010, I want to say.
That might have been it.
Nightmare Return to Elm Street, short in 28. Oh, that's a short.
That's short.
So yeah, 2010-ish.
Maybe it was Nightmare on Elm Street then. That might have been why we don't get another Freddy versus...
Around the time that MK9 came out, because I mean we're on MK12 now.
Okay, yeah, okay. And he does that. Freddy Krueger does look like the Freddy Krueger from that particular movie, as opposed to like actual like for real Freddy. Because it was like Jackie Gleason. I'm trying to think who I can tell you. I'm trying to think what I can tell you Jackie Gleason was in where you would know.
The Honeymooners. Zip boom straight to the moon.
Not Jackie Gleason. What the fuck was this nigga's name?
That's what I'm like, no, it's not Jackie Gleason. It's like Robert.
Where the fuck did I get Jackie Gleason? Oh, I am fucking all off today. All the ass I can talk out of. Give me some ass to talk out of. Let me see if I can talk out of some more ass.
Robert Englund.
No, I wasn't thinking Robert Englund. I know it wasn't Robert Englund. I wasn't.
Who are you? Okay, yeah. Who are you trying to guess? Because
the guy who was in the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, I have no fucking clue.
As long as his name was Jackie something, I won't feel stupid.
Jackie Earl Haley?
There we go. I don't feel dumb. Okay, I got Jackie. That's good enough. Holy shit. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think Jackie Gleason. No.
I'm trying to think of what I can tell you that he was in. But anyway.
Jackie Gleason is Zip Boom Straight to the Moon, right?
Look, now we wrong with this shit. Oh no, I think you're right. God damn it.
Hamina, pal, right into kisser.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out Family Guy.
Might not be him.
Okay.
Whoever this dude was, he's a handsome motherfucker. Jackie Gleason, he was a handsome motherfucker back in the day. Honeymooners, yeah, okay. All right. Okay, yes, it was him.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? So as long as his name was Jackie, fuck. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what movie I could tell you Jackie Earl Haley was in. So you know, but anyway, what the point I was getting at before we went down that rabbit hole was Jackie Earl Haley was in that Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and I'm not a big horror person, but I am a movie person, and that was a shitty movie. Like I said, man, like I said, I went on a date, and then halfway through the fucking like 30 minutes into the movie, we like said let's get some concessions, and like took our time getting fucking popcorn and shit, and then went back. We didn't give a fuck and we like fucking like were cuddled up on each other. Anyway, that's how much we didn't care. But what I was saying was that the depiction in the Nightmare, I mean depiction in the Mortal Kombat around that time was more of that one and not the Robert Englund one,
Gotcha.
which is the goated Freddy. That's the goated Freddy. Robert Englund, and he ain't never really done nothing to note besides Freddy, which he never really had to. But yeah, he never did nothing to note besides play Freddy Krueger. But I mean, you know, he's fucking shit. So
one of the things I like about the game, speaking of like DLC or bonus shit, is a skin they have for Johnny Cage. That's Jean-Claude Van Damme, based on his appearance in Bloodsport. Yeah, and it's voiced by him.
Which is what he was inspired by. Oh, is it? And it's voiced by Jean. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme as Johnny Cage. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, but they got Jean-Claude to do voice lines as if he was Johnny Cage for the Johnny Cage skin. So when you pick the Jean-Claude thing, it's Jean-Claude saying some lines and stuff. As well as some specific lines, you know, because it's Jean-Claude doing it, so let's get some jokes in here. But yeah, it's him based off of the inspiration Bloodsport. It's that appearance.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme is in the game the way he should be. Because you've been playing Jean-Claude Van Damme the whole time. But now they have you actually playing Jean-Claude. That's crazy.
He does. I think he does make a Street Fight reference too, because you know he's also Guile from Street Fighter.
Well, yeah, which is funny because shout out to Big Bro, but Ibn said how crazy it is to have the most like foreign Belgian ass thick accent motherfucker playing fucking Mr. America.
He does it in a lot of his fucking movies when they just straight up call him American and he still has the accent. And it's perfectly fine. We talk about a couple of them on the other channel. Because Kickboxer and this. Nothing wrong with the accent. I love it.
Fucking accent.
But the thing is, like guys, I'm not going to say that I ever question that his character is American. Clearly he can be. It's just funny that that's the thing where it's like that's the case. But in the 80s it was all about that. Let's get some big foreign guys, call them Americans.
What are you gonna say, like what?
Arnold.
Oh yeah.
Arnold's another big example. Yeah.
Then you look at Pumping Iron, which I haven't seen the documentary, but I've seen the clip of him on the cover flexing. That motherfucker back in the day was so goddamn huge. That man was so fucking big.
He's still fucking huge. Obviously not like that, but he's still fucking huge.
He's still big, but I mean, especially to be as old as he is, too.
You see the thing from like 2 years ago where he's like talking to some fans, some motherfucker full sprint drop kicks him in the back, and he just kind of.
No, that's funny as shit.
It's like some dude decides to try to troll, runs, drop kicks him in the back, and he just kind of. The Terminator in real life.
This is Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger, man.
That's a Terminator in real life, good sir.
Wait, what the fuck? That's funny as shit. I was gonna say real quick, Jackie Earl Haley was in Watchmen, that movie back in 2009.
Okay.
He was Rorschach.
Ah.
There you go. That's something that it was of note before. Okay.
Gotcha.
Off that. He was also in the fucking RoboCop remake, so this dude just does shitty remakes. Anyway, love you, brother. I'm sorry. Anyway.
I was fine with Watchmen, but...
Still was cool. The fucking graphic novel I did not understand in high school, but
But yeah,
If I read it, I would.
oh
So
yeah, CEOtaku. So yeah, that's this weekend. It should be fun because Mortal Kombat. Seeing some of the gameplay in it, it's like most games when they first come out. The damage is way too high, and I mean that in the best way. You got motherfuckers doing like 40% damage combos just off of some shit that don't even look like it's that difficult. And there's a lot of creativity to be had in the sense that you have like 16 to 20 characters and then like 16 to 20 cameos. So if you find a way to make your character work with your thing, or like let's say you have people who are like, I want Kung Lao with Kung Lao assist. I've seen, I think, was it Perfect Legend doing that? I think that was one of the teams he played. He was playing a lot of stuff, but Perfect Legend's known for Kung Lao as it is. But I've seen seen Shang Tsung's really popular and can do some trolly shit with his fireballs and whatever because he's Shang
yeah,
Tsung.
Shang Tsung does potions in this game more so than soul stealing, I think, right?
I think he's still Shang Tsung. From what little bit of the story I did see on someone stream the other night, this whole universe reset has changed the timelines and everybody's acting differently. But there's literally a motherfucker that walks up to Liu Kang and like, hey, I gotta warn you, one of your dudes ain't acting like he should be. Oh, and who is that? Shang Tsung. I'm like, oh, there it is. That motherfucker Shang Tsung is gonna ruin everything that Liu Kang just did because he's Shang fucking Tsung. And I love how since MK11, I think, they've actually been basing like Shang Tsung's younger design off the dude from the 90s movie.
I mean, come on now. Yes, I've been noticing that too. Oh, brother, soul is mine.
Just like they made
next.
Just like they made Kano Australian canonically because of the 90s movie and stuff like that. So
although now the best depiction of Kano as far as cinematically is surprisingly from the more recent Mortal Kombat movie that was shitty. The movie was shitty, but Kano was dope in that movie.
Oh, so is he not Australian anymore?
No, he is Australian, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's like from the '90s when like that was a good depiction. But I'm saying he's still Australian, but he was a better depiction of like
Gotcha.
just Kano like, cinematically like yeah, which is funny because like I said the movie sucked, but he was dope. So
fair enough. I still need to see that movie.
It didn't suck, but it wasn't good.
I heard a lot of. I heard like polarizing things, but generally the people who didn't like it mainly didn't like it because apparently the protagonist is lame.
I agree, and also the protagonist, and this is no spoiler, but the protagonist is not a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, he's just some dude. Exactly. And that's just live action adaptations for a lot of things. They just decide, hey, let's throw out the actual story almost entirely and barely focus on anything from the games because we're gonna do this. In fact, here's a self-insert that we can just do whatever we want with. Who the fuck is this guy? We don't care. Who the heck is this chick? We don't care. I mean, Resident Evil did it with their main character for their movies, which I haven't seen them, but I think she got a better reception than the Mortal Kombat guy did, considering she had like 80 movies. Yeah,
I didn't see any of the movies, but she was a phenomenon for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So clearly people were more okay with her being added into the Resident Evil canon than they were this guy. However,
but she wasn't like an actual character from the games.
It was let's do this to a broader audience. So let's introduce this character that we think would be more appealing to the masses than whatever character from your game.
Let's just get some badass sexy girl and have her play this shit. I mean, hey.
Which is funny because the main character of the first Resident Evil is Jill Valentine, who a lot of people would consider to fall in that category.
So they could have just had me. They could have just had Mia play fucking Jill, and then called it a fucking day. Is Jill hard hitting in your face, badass type shit,
I mean,
or is she more subdued? Like, would it have played itself to summer blockbuster action flick shit?
I don't know, man. I know that she has supers in the Marvel games where she just pulls out rocket launchers and just and throws nades and shit at you. So she's a military chick, you know, she's a member of STARS. The MZC2 character will tell you that a lot. I'm a member of STARS. Just one of the sound bites from that game with her. But as far as the actual Resident Evil game, I think she plays more for the horror, but she's not like a damsel in distress type shit. She's a woman who knows how to use a gun,
how to fuck some shit up,
how to stab a zombie in the face with a knife, and use various other weapons. She like has to deal with a fucking giant shark while surrounded by water and shit, giant fucking snake, fucking super zombies and shit. She seemed to survive that just fine.
Because what's the name? Uh, I think, and now, granted, I don't remember the Fifth Element because it came out when I was too young. When I saw it, so I don't remember it. And I haven't seen any Resident Evils, but I think well, the reason why I'm asking that question, and I'm painting with a serious broad scope, but the whole point of the show is to just fucking go off anyway. And I'm wondering if the nuances of Jill Valentine would have been more for the acting chops of Mia Jovovich that the company was willing to put on her shoulders.
I don't fucking know.
I know, I'm just talking shit.
I am not a critic. Unless I'm talking about myself, and you don't want to hear those reviews.
But I'm just talking shit. Like I said, I'm just making conversation. She's straight from fucking Kiev, Ukraine. Holy shit. Damn. All right. Good for you. That's crazy.
Fair enough.
That shit. So.
But yeah, that looks fun. I'm not entering Mortal Kombat since I didn't buy the game yet. I am entering Street Fighter just so I enter something this weekend. We'll see what happens there. I don't expect a lot. But I expect to have fun because I'm enjoying watching the pros play Street Fighter 6. I'm interested in the first big tournament for MK, and it's like week, 1.5, week 0.5. Here's a tourney for the game. Let's go. So a lot of stuff will be found, that hasn't been released yet and stuff, even though it's harder and harder for people to keep secrets about secret tech or whatever, because in the information age, I'm the first guy to post this combo, so now this can be called the Squadoof, because I called it the Squadoof.
People like name their combos.
Well,
and shit.
no, I'm just saying, like,
type shit.
Technically, there's not a lot of combos that have names, and usually if they are, it's named after a player or some shit, and it's usually a player that like won a lot of tournaments and stuff. Like Sako is someone who's really good at execution in just about every game that he plays. Like he's a Japanese legend. He's like in his 40s or some shit now, kids, but he still plays. But Street Fighter 4 had a few Sako combos. Oh, did the Sako combo? It's really fucking hard to do, and the insinuation is you have to have execution of his level to do it. Then there's other combos like different infinites in Marvel. Like there's the ROM series that I think is done with Magneto. I don't know the inputs for it, but it's usually the Magneto infinite thing, which I'm pretty sure is named after ROM. Stuff like that. But yeah.
Sonic Fox gonna be in the thing? Gonna be there?
I don't know.
Okay.
So a lot of people, like CEO's been losing attendance because
what?
attendance because it takes place in Florida, and because Ron DeSantis exists, a lot of people don't want to come to Florida for a tournament because they don't think it's safe. They don't think it's safe to come to Florida.
What exists?
Ron DeSantis.
Oh, okay. I do not.
He's the governor of
I'm
Florida.
ignorant. I do not keep up with politics.
He's
So
the governor of Florida.
I got you.
And yeah, his policies don't sit well with a lot of people. Now,
Okay.
Orlando is one of the cities that is most different politically from the stuff Ron DeSantis represents, but apparently that doesn't matter because there was also a lot of flack. Like CEO got a lot of unnecessary flack this past like summer. One for still being located in Florida, despite the fact that it's called Community Effort Orlando. Um, but they're like, you dare stay there in that red state and dooba 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 doo. So a lot of people weren't coming for
I know what
that.
red state.
Uh, and then this they still were mad about it, even though it's back in Orlando and not Daytona. Because CEOtaku's always been in Orlando at the Wyndham because it's a smaller tournament anyway. It can actually fit everybody, and it's tradition to have CEO and Wyndham related things. That Wawa next to the Wyndham fucking loves CEO as well as the Popeyes across the street because
Oh shit! Yeah, when I went back in 2013 to visit y'all, yeah, that's where it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
CEO
Yeah.
Taco's, same
I
location.
remember we went to the Wawa, right?
Yeah, the Wawa, yeah, and the Popeyes across the street, all of that. So that's gonna be cool to go back, and that's always cool. That's always gonna be a tradition to do that. But less and less people are coming because of the political climate around things, as well as then we got flack on top of that for including mainstream fighting games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. And when people do try to use the argument that there's literal animes about those, they're like, but it's still not an anime fighter. It doesn't have it. But then, like I said, it gets to the argument, what's an anime fighter? Does it mean you have to have an air dash? Yes. Well, what about these games that are definitively considered anime games but don't have air dashes? So is it an art style thing? Because I can argue that these games in this series made this. Also, there's the huge fact that there's a shit ton of anime influence in Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, especially Street Fighter. Like, a lot of character designs are practically ripped from animes.
They just wanted, the issue is, like you say, that people would have wanted games that don't get a lot of shine to be displayed.
But those other games are still there, and at the end of the day, something's got to pay the bills.
Like I was about to say, like it's taking up space, but no, you're right. More people are going to turn out for a tournament for Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter than for some stuff they haven't heard of. Unfortunately, that's how it goes.
And there's still other stuff that where it's practically like a mini anime convention. We still got the like artist alley and the dealer's room and the karaoke thing and all the other shit. I think there's a maid cafe this year. There's all kinds of shit to be like, oh, anime, weeaboo happiness. You know, the otaku and CEOtaku. Okay, cool. But because they had those other games, they were fine with them adding Marvel. Marvel's been added as a joke to CEOtaku for years. It's like, here's a bunch of anime games and Marvel versus Capcom 3.
I was about to say, now that's not anime at all.
But they've been fine with that.
It's kind of like we always,
but they're probably fine with it because it's dropped in popularity.
Yeah, good point. Because they need to come up with a new one. Been a few years anyway. But no, I was gonna say it's kind of like with wrestling, we watch wrestling and shit, and it's like a lot of wrestlers, not a lot. Some wrestlers have said in interviews, like lower card wrestlers, mid card, lower card wrestlers have said that whenever John Cena was on the card during his day, or The Rock or Stone Cold was on the card at the time during their day or whatever, that they're like the lower on the rung, their payday would go up because the top dog was there. And it's like, yeah, unfortunately, people aren't gonna, I mean, you could say unfortunately, or you could say no big deal, like no duh, and it's not a big deal, but people are going to be more inclined to come for the big dog and the top dog, and then they will also see the other attractions and have a good time as well, as opposed to the big top dog not being there, and then the other attractions, unfortunately, the name, not the quality, but the name doesn't hold the weight that the top dog does. So it's like people will come to see The Rock and then be like, "Oh shit, I like X-Pac too." That's right, as opposed to no shot at Sean Waldman, but X-Pac having to carry a card on his own. People will come see him back in the day, but they wouldn't have come to see him to the extent of, Stone Cold being here. So yeah, so I get what you mean. Some got to pay the bills. Yeah, exactly. People are gonna come for Mortal Kombat, but then they're gonna have fun with the Melty Bloods and shit. Yeah.
And I think they did eventually point out, they were like, hey, the amount of people that only entered Mortal Kombat or only entered Street Fighter amounted to like 40 or 30% of the whole thing, that whole tourney attendance this weekend. But the amount of people that entered one of those two games and at least one other game was like 70 or 80%.
Right. People come for the top dog.
Yeah. So the crossover was still there. The other tourneys are still getting people to enter them. And at the end of the day, it's get good. I don't fucking know.
People come to see John Cena, and then they say, "Oh shit, that's right. Paul London is dope." There you like so that.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of who people come to see, I'm sure you heard about last Friday.
If you smell what the rock is cooking, yes, of course. Yeah. That was the biggest thing when anything like this happens in wrestling. I am always so surprised how they are able to keep it such a secret. Nobody knew. The internet, you can't hide shit from the internet. Nobody knew. Fucking amazing. No, I didn't see it live, obviously, but I watched the clip. Well, and it was so well done too.
I think I know how people got more of an idea is because it was in Colorado or whatever, and earlier in the day, The Rock had went out there and spilled the beans about the fact that Roman Reigns versus The Rock was locked in to be WrestleMania 39.
Yeah, I did hear that
earlier this year, only for them to change their mind and go with Cody. Now that could just be a work part of the whole deal, because I don't know why Rock would say that otherwise. You know what I mean? That's just for people who wanted this bloodline thing to end a lot sooner. And they had heard rumors over the years that the whole reason Bloodline lasted this long was because they were holding out hope that The Rock versus Roman would happen at Mania. And you hear, yeah, that was supposed to happen this year, but they decided to go with Cody. That's kind of unnecessary hate thrown toward Cody if that's actually the case. You know what I mean? For Cody to lose at that.
I was just about to say, now the problem with the Cody thing is they didn't finish the story.
Because the story never ends. It's the American Nightmare. That's the point of Cody Rhodes' story. He's the Nightmare. He gets you, he will win everything except that main title. Boy, he just can't. He will win everything else, and let me tell you, he will be a world beater. He will sell you on his deceased father's American dream.
He does amazing promos.
He will sell you on the deceased father's American dream, and he'll get you hoping until the big moment comes and your dream is shattered and you realize you're in the American Nightmare, and that's Cody Rhodes.
Well,
I understood that. No, I understood that. I told you in our episode after WrestleMania that I came to that epiphany about the Cody Rhodes American Nightmare gimmick, and I'm like, you know what, Cody? I get it. I see what you're doing. AEW. Yes. I don't want you to think I'm not a hard-working person like my father. So if I don't win this belt this time, I'll never be able to fight for it. But I gotta win it because I gotta live out that American dream that my father wasn't it. Let's do it. American dream, go. Oh, I got screwed out of it. I can never fight for the main title on this show. Damn, Cody can't do it. That's okay, though. I'm going to take this secondary title, and I'm never letting go of it. And anytime a new guy comes into the company that looks like a monster, I'm going to crush him. Because I'm world beater Cody Rhodes. I'm just not world champion Cody Rhodes. And then he leaves the company, goes to WWE, and comes in immediately. My father died, but he had a message. And that was the American dream. But he wasn't able to win the WWE Championship. And the Rhodes family gets no respect. But as a Rhodes, it's my duty to help protect the family legacy, protect the family story. And to do that, I must finish the story by doing what my deceased father couldn't do and win the title. And I'm gonna do it against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania because it's the American dream, baby. And I'm here. Yeah! American dream. Yeah! Adrenaline left the soul. Roman Reigns beat Cody Rhodes. He's just there with a rubber chicken on the ring next to him. Do you not remember that from Mania?
Oh yeah, somebody threw that in the ring. Yeah, that was weird as fuck. I remember that shit.
Chicken in the ring.
I've seen that still. That was so crazy. Somebody threw a fucking rubber chicken in the ring, and it landed like a foot from Cody's head. So all the pictures of Cody after the fucking big defeat are fucking Cody Rhodes picking himself up off the mat and a fucking rubber chicken laying right next to this man's head. That was the most. I remember that because I remember when I first saw the picture, it didn't even register in my head that it was chicken was in the ring. So I was like, and then a little later, I was like, wait. I was like, I don't believe no Mandela effect. And I was like, fucking Mandela effect that shit? Is this chicken always there? Because then I was like, wait, am I tripping? It's like, this ain't no rubber chicken. The fuck? Yeah, I remember that shit. I thought that was random as hell. I remember that shit. It is forever immortalized in all the stills of Cody's loss to Roman at WrestleMania after his return is him fucking like defeated, picking himself up after the loss and laying next to a rubber chicken. It was random as fuck.
It's so perfect though for what that moment was and how everybody felt about that loss. Like, I wouldn't have told you in my wildest dreams that a rubber chicken needed to be in the ring next to Cody Rhodes when that happened. I would have never thought. You know what? If I could make one thing to make this shot better, it's a rubber chicken. Why? I don't have a reason. Exactly. But some motherfucker in the audience decided, you know what this moment needs? A rubber chicken.
And what made it good was
it landed like so.
That's what I said. It was like a foot from his face. What made it so good? Well, it might have been closer than a foot. What made it so good was they didn't hit him with it. So it wasn't like malicious, like "fuck you." It was just.
Might have been.
Well, but they didn't hit him with it though. That's what I mean. And so it wasn't like, oh man, don't throw shit at Cody, because it wasn't like, it was just like, oh well, here's a fucking rubber chicken. I remember that shit. I'm telling you, when I first saw it, it didn't even register in my mind it was there. And then later on, I was like, wait. Was that always what the fuck? Real shit. Nah, man, that Cody Rhodes shit.
Finish the story.
Mr. Johnson came back, and I don't know. I was not invested in Jey Uso versus Roman at all, because we went from Drew McIntyre back in his home country to Sami Zayn back in his fucking like hometown to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And all three of these motherfuckers lost at big moments with very well told stories that they built up. The Drew McIntyre thing was like built up to a point. Drew McIntyre was like, I'm just a competitor. I deserve it. I put my time in.
I carried this company through the dark ages.
We gonna win. Sammy was like, yo, I know I'm not part of the bloodline, but I'm such a good friend to y'all that y'all let me in the shit. Oh shit. Then, we had a falling out. But you know what? Okay, well, we had a falling out. Fuck you, because you ain't shit. I saw through that shit, even if your cousins didn't, whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that shit. Lost. Cody, oh man, the company that shitted on me, I left, started a new company, said fuck y'all, but you know what? Bygones be bygones. We wash our hands of the shit. I come back, big fanfare. Whole year goes by, have the fucking purple peck match, which was, crazy and all that shit. I'm much bigger star than I was when I left. It's all good. Y'all see me for who I really was, goddammit. So we cool.
The purple peck. That's right. The purple peck. For anybody,
that was before
like, even I, who was like, you can't reward the guy for leaving and saying and literally making a company as a middle figure to you.
On the purple
However, I had I couldn't really argue with people who were okay with him getting it, because he did, in their mind, in a lot of people's mind, he paid his respect by wrestling with the purple peck. And I'm like, you know what? Fair argument. If they give it to him, he did technically earn it like that.
And I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but at the same time, there's a little bit of a barometer. Fucking Meltzer gave it 5 stars. So, like, so he did the purple peck match, and it was like, yo, y'all see me for who I am. So that's why I came back. They can handle this company. I don't need this company. It's no longer fuck you. We're good. We're good. We're good. So I'm gonna go ahead for my deceased father, challenge for this fucking title. And then he fucking lost. When Cody lost, I said, because I was like, oh, well, the other 2 people lost. No matter how good the builders were, they're saving it for Cody because that's the big thing. Okay. All right. And WWE could do a huge fuck you to the only mainstream competition in fucking years by making the dude who helped start the company hold their title. Okay, cool. Man, when they said, I was like, I'm no longer invested. Until Roman loses, I don't care about any of his opponents. And it might be some good storyline shit, but I don't give a fuck to really get like invested. Like, will they win? I might watch it, but I'm not gonna think, oh my god, are they gonna win?
I don't know the full deets. I do know Jay left the bloodline entirely, and now it's on Monday Night Raw as a solo act. As a solo act with his new version of their theme, where instead of down since day one ish, it's Jay Uso going, "It's just me, Uso. Day one is just me, Uso." Which I love that WWE loves doing that with teams that have been like together for a while with a song that WWE doesn't want to let go of. Everybody else in the faction will get new themes, but one person just gets a slightly modified version of it just to themselves. Roman was the one to keep the Shield theme,
which is what I heard for a long time because he didn't have his own identity.
Yeah, he was the one to keep the Shield thing. Fucking Heath Slater, one of my favorite ways of keeping the fucking theme going. It's so stupid. They took the 3-man band theme and they changed the beginning from it going, "We're a 3-man band," to it just going, "I'm just one man, but I'm the 1-man band." But then the song starts playing, and it gets to the chorus, and the chorus still says, "We're a 3-man band." Like, that all they did was change that very beginning and call it his own song, despite the fact that they didn't bother changing any of the rest. If they changed the rest of the words, it would have been fine. Like the other parts where he's like, okay, this is the Heath Slater version. No, they left it the fucking same, and that's hilarious. And you shut up about 3MB. 2 world champions came out of that faction.
You said 2. McIntyre and Mahal.
That's right.
They both start with M. Ain't that crazy?
If Heath ever comes back, he's winning it too.
Did Heath didn't win the tag titles with Rhino, did he?
I think he did.
Oh, well then you got 3 champions.
Yeah, but you got two. You got 2 people.
You got 2 world champions, but you
2 main eventers.
They all held gold then if he held the tag title.
Yeah, you got 2 main eventers out of that faction.
But three MB was just crappy fucking like shit.
It was
Three
like
MB was a definition. It was a definition of we don't know what the fuck to do here.
Oh, I'll give you that. But I think they made the best with
They
it.
have in common.
They're a 3-man band.
No. The one man Southern rock band that when they were doing the stupid early NXT back when fucking Bryan Danielson was Daniel Bryan and they had fucking Michael Tarver and David Otunga, fucking Punk from I Love New York, all that shit. Back when they had all them motherfuckers and fucking rest in peace Bray Wyatt, when they had fucking Husky Harris, when they had fucking just all them motherfuckers and shit, people you forgot about. Michael Tarver would wear the fucking digital
T for Tarver.
Yeah. What's his name?
Chekhov Tarver, as my roommate called him.
The one man Southern rock band, Heath Slater. That was like the one dude I really liked. Him and I liked Daniel Bryan for a minute, but then I kind of was like, hey, that's a whole different story. I like Bryan Danielson, but that's a whole different story, like I say. Heath Slater, out of all of the jobbers in that group, was the one with the most charisma and the one with the most like anything at the time, persona, whatever the fuck. So they said, oh, one man's rock band, 3-man band. They didn't know what to do with them.
I just said I agreed. However, they took that. They took that and I agreed with you that it's a random fucking team. My argument is nothing about.
You know what? I'm yelling at you about it, but you know what? It's like I'm not really yelling at Pete. I'm just yelling at the concept. Yeah, you are embodying the concept. So I'm sorry. You're taking.
I'm like, yes, that was random. I'm just saying the three of them took that and made the most of it.
You're taking bullets for the intangible shittiness of this concept. So I apologize.
They took it and they all turned their fucking careers around with that.
They didn't turn shit around with that.
The Claymore?
No, Drew McIntyre went away from the company for a long goddamn time to where he forgot about it.
So did Jinder, and so did fucking so did Jinder. And you know what? While they were gone, Heath became the mega jobbers getting beat up by a different legend every week. But you know what? He was on TV and he went to Vince and said, "You know what? I'm already a jobber. You know what would be funny if a different legend kicked my ass on TV every week." And Vince said, "Let's run with it." So he took that around there. Drew took the fucking too tight pants that he couldn't do a big boot properly and ended up doing some weird drop kick. He took that with him to the Indies, became a world beater because he started calling it the Claymore and came back. And now he's super duper, I got a fucking Bankai fire sword that I actually swing at people canonically. Scotsman. I'm sorry, I'm getting loud, aren't I? Little Scotsman. And Jinder Mahal comes back like, I got roids, nigga. He's like, well, it's late at night.
True.
And he's like, and Jinder Mahal comes back, he's like, I got roids. Look at my veins. Vince is like, you know what? Champion. Yeah. Nah, he made the least sense out of the three. I will say that.
I stand by as much as
they made the most out of it. They each took something from that.
But no, I was gonna say, as much as I'm going this hard about 3MB, obviously, a lot of this is like in jest and like silliness. As much as I'm going this hard about 3MB being like dumb as fuck, I stand by, as dumb as it was that Jinder Mahal won that fucking title out of the goddamn clear blue sky. I stand by, as dumb as it was. We always talk about wrestling being predictable.
Yeah, again.
I stand by that.
My argument is
nobody predicted that shit.
Nope, not at all.
Nobody could have said, you know what's going to happen? Jinder Mahal's going to beat Randy Orton for the title.
And then he did numbers for a while. And he kept the title for a minute. And he actually did numbers. Because even if he didn't do numbers here, he sure as hell did them in India. And Vince saw that and was like, you know what? We're keeping this on you for a minute.
That's the reason why they gave him the title.
And considering India has like an eighth of the world's population, if not more, in that one country, doing numbers in India is doing numbers.
Majority of the people in the world, as far as like country wise population, is India and then China. Those are like the two just countries that have the most people, because it's like some billion, some rather in fucking like China. So those two countries have like some billion, some like population in the overall, which is crazy, which is fucking crazy. Anyway, no, but I was saying to go back, we went down this whole 3MB fucking like rant, which is hilarious, but also the essence of the show. Um, no, I was saying, so I'm going to get invested in what The Rock does wrestling wise. And if they do a story with Rock and Roman, I'm going to get invested with Rock and Roman. But I'm not going to be like as much as I'm gonna be like, oh man, well, it's The Rock. No shit he's gonna win at WrestleMania. Even if it's not for the title. No shit he's gonna win. But
I think at this point, if it's Rock Roman at Mania, Roman wins anyway, and Vince just like, this is who it is now.
That's what I was gonna say. But part in the back of my head, I'm like, what's this Dwayne Johnson? They're not gonna do. But in the back of my head, I'm be like, they still might just say fuck us. Like I can't let that thought out of my mind. After what they did with the Roman title, first of all, with WWE's track record, but with the Roman title, after what they did with Cody, I can't. I'm like, Roman has to lose this for me to care.
The thing is, they might pull a Rock Cena thing where The Rock wins the first time and then they rematch later at Mania, because there is something The Rock has as one of the, top guys in the company over the past like 30 years that the other guys don't necessarily have. A win over the other top guys from the last 30 or 40 years.
Stone Cold and John Cena.
Stone Cold, Cena, Hogan.
Oh, and Hogan, yeah. He's beat the other four goats, the other four like big names, the biggest names in and The Rock. Wait, Rock beat Hogan or Hogan beat Rock?
I thought Rock beat Hogan.
I don't remember. That's why I'm genuinely asking.
If not at Mania, I'm pretty sure Rock has that win over Hogan at some point, because I think he made it a talking point against Cena.
But yeah, that's why I was like, in the back of my mind, I will always just be like, well, of course it's The Rock. So no, of course, no fucking way. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, well, are they really gonna just say fuck y'all? They might just say fuck y'all. These motherfuckers. Rock defeated Hogan. Yeah. Okay. They said that was the passing of the torch moment. Yep. Because of like the time and everything, who The Rock was.
But before he passed the torch to Cena, he made sure he beat him too. And then he passed the torch to him a year later.
Apparently that was supposed to be a 2 out of 3. They're supposed to have a third one, but it never happened.
Well, he tore his abs in the second one. And rethought stuff.
They're also saying too, before we close this out, they're saying that the reason why, because Cena's like regularly on TV like right now for like 8 weeks or some shit, and with The Rock coming back, the speculation is like the writer's strike, these motherfuckers being huge movie megastars, they ain't got shit to do, so they went back to wrestling. That's what everybody's saying. Yeah. So it was cool seeing Cena and Rock, like the clip of them seeing each other face to face again, though. That was cool. Cena trying to meme mug him or whatever, and then they fucking like smiled and hugged.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
You see that one? Yeah, they were giving each other like the stare down, and they like held it for about maybe a good 15 seconds, and The Rock was like, "You trying not to smile?" He's like, "You're right. Welcome back, man." They hugged. It was cool as fuck. It was cool. So anyway,
I still remember him, The Rock, and Stone Cold at that one WrestleMania where it's the three of them in the ring, and fucking
30.
Somebody said, and Hogan as well.
It was
welcome to the Silver Dome, brother.
It was Rock, Hogan, and Stone Cold. Cena didn't go. It wasn't at the
okay.
Hogan and Stone Cold opened it.
Okay, yeah, and then fucking boy, this is the Silver Dome. I think Stone Cold's like, I think you mean Superdome, and The Rock's like, finally, The Rock has come back to the Superdome.
Yeah, Rock Stone and Stone Cold are amazing on the mic and good at like improv, so they both trolled Hogan for fucking up. Yeah. That was good. That was good shit. What was I gonna say? But no, all that being said, if you would like to follow us on our respective socials, then please, please, please feel free to go ahead and follow first off yours truly anywhere you stream your music. I go by the name of Super Jazz, so that's Superjaz. Go ahead and on a streaming platform, type in the debut solo album I dropped a few years ago called My Secret Identity.
All right.
You may have to put in Super Jazz, My Secret Identity, since I'm not that famous yet. Also, on X, Twitter, go ahead and look me up under the name Super Jazz 2. So that's Super Jazz number 2. And of course, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram under the name Forever Super Jazz. The word forever is spelled correctly. And a few months ago, I wrapped on the first production of a production company that I started a few months ago. I wrapped on it. The production company is called Aquarian Rising Productions. At the moment, we're doing theatrical stage plays. So if you would like to stay up to date on everything going on with the production company, go ahead and like the Facebook page, Aquarian Rising Productions. That's Aquarian, not Aquarius. Where can I find you, sir?
Oh, well, you guys know first and foremost, you can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube under channel Feo Grande. That's Feo Grande. I have a show on that channel that's also weekly, every week, every Tuesday, called This Guy Hasn't Seen. I do it with a good friend of mine and good friend of the show, Bill Smith. Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. We were talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme. We got reviews for Kickboxer and Bloodsport on there. I believe this week was Cradle to the Grave.
Shout out to DMX.
Yeah, Ed wanted you got it. Anyway, what y'all really want? You want me to finish up what I'm saying, so I'll continue. I have a Twitter and Twitch at CEOtavi. That is GIOTAVI. Come on in, stop on by, and this weekend you can find me at the Wyndham on I Drive in Orlando for CEOtaku. Come on through. You can get a spectator's badge and stuff. There's plenty of stuff for the people that aren't entering the tournaments. I'm practically a spectator this weekend. I'm going 0-2. It's Street Fighter. I never go to any wins in Street Fighter at a tournament, so it's gonna be fun.
How crazy would it be, because you were like, I'm going to be here, come on through. How crazy would it be if even one person from either This Guy Hasn't Seen or this showed up and said, hey, you're Omari from, and like, man, that'd be fucking crazy.
That would. Cool. It's happened before from my stream.
Somebody that you did not know beforehand.
I knew him as only from stream chat.
Really? That's cool as shit. Where did they see you, or do you not want to
see? One of the CEOs in the past. Well, two CEOs. I want to say 2018 and 19.
So somebody that you did not know prior to streaming.
Right. Someone who was a regular viewer
that's fun.
Ran into me at CEO 2018. Well, it might have been 17 and 18. It was a Wyndham one followed by a Daytona one. So I want to say 17, then 18.
That is cool as shit. I bet you were like, damn, that was a good feeling, wasn't it?
It was nice. It was nice. Shout outs to Volteca.
That's cool as shit, man. Shit, depending on how close or cool you are with them, we might be able to get them on one of these. But anyway, but all that being said, no, I said depending on how close or cool you are. I mean, another person.
Yeah.
But all that being said, whether it be about CEOtaku, CEOtaku,
it's like otaku, but CEO.
In front of it, yes. Whether it be about CEOtaku or whether it be about wrestling. Apparently, that's all we said during this. What are we going to talk about? What else are we talking about? We talked about wrestling and CEOtaku for the most part. We talked about Florida politics and shit, but I didn't really think about that.
Well, I see what you're saying. Anyway, keep going.
What are we gonna talk about next time?
Whatever we want. Probably CEOtaku because it would be a couple days afterwards.
I'll be reporting live from not St. Louis. So yeah.
Ooh.
I don't mind saying where I will be when I'm there. But yeah. But anyway.
Ooh.
But yeah. Shout out to PTO, man.
Yeah, looks like we got some old PTO.
Some jobs, man, you put in your time and they say, you know what? Here you go. All that being said, though, be nice to yourself, everybody.
Adios.